Hello everybody, and welcome back to another crypto video. I just saw this article. If Bitcoin is rat poison, then cash is the rat. Veteran investor Bill Miller replies to Warren Buffett, and I found it so fascinating that I wanted to show you guys. Now, we are also giving away $100 worth of crypto, and if you want to enter to that giveaway, all you have to do is make sure you press the like button, make sure you are subscribed, and make sure you comment something down below. And the first time a video hits 1,500 likes within 24 hours, we are giving that away. My question of today is, by the way, have you guys actually invested in stocks? Yes or no? And when was the first time that you put money into crypto? I also wondered that a little bit. Now, having said that, let's quickly read this. 2 years after Warren Buffett called Bitcoin rat poison squared, which is funny because, well, Bitcoin has definitely gone up quite a significant amount, right now being above $38,500. Financial analyst Bill Miller has come out to agree with him, but in a different way. In his 2020 fourth quarter market letter, Miller affirmed that Bitcoin could indeed be a rat poison, but if it were, then cash is the rat. He said, Warren Buffett famously called Bitcoin rat poison. He may well be right. Bitcoin could be rat poison, and the rat could be cash. Taking his word literally, Miller is saying that Bitcoin could mean the death of fiat currencies. In his letter, Miller explained how each new year comes with several financial predictions. However, financial forecasts can be useless. For instance, no one predicted the unexpected efforts of the pandemic. According to Miller, predictions are beneficial when the rationale behind them is taken into account. Speaking on Bitcoin, he praised the asset's performance in 2020 and opined that it was only at the beginning of its adoption cycle. He said, its market cap is greater than JP Morgan and greater than Berkshire Hathaway, and yet it is still very early in its adoption cycle. If inflation picks up, or even if it doesn't, and more companies decide to diversify small portions of their cash balances into Bitcoin instead of cash, then the current relative trickle into Bitcoin would become a torrent. And while Buffett may have repeatedly called Bitcoin a bubble and a gamble, several public listed companies are rushing to accumulate the asset. MicroStrategy and Square, for instance, diversified their portfolio to include Bitcoin in the second half of 2020. And all I can say is right now, there's definitely quite a lot of FOMO going on. I think actually since we crossed $30,000, and then especially 34, the first time we crossed that, I think the FOMO for retail took over. And right now, it is not really sustainable. 34,000 or 30,000 was a good move, good small, but good correction. However, the upside again to that, I think is just too fast. It is too hard, it is too overbought, and it's most likely quite unsustainable. With XRP, on the other hand, even though today it got such a huge pump that's also most likely unsustainable, we know at least where the price is backed. 17 cents, if we get below that, it would be a very bad day. It would be a very bad time. But right now, though, everything is looking good as we kind of know where we are. We know what we deserve, we know where we are. Grayscale's not letting go of it, and a lot of these other assets and parties, I should actually say companies, are also not going to be letting go. And with Bitcoin, you can't really say the same thing, right? Because they can actually sell some Bitcoin if they want, even though Grayscale, for example, is actually just purchasing crypto for purchasers, basically. They're just like kind of the middleman, but they also hold the crypto, but they don't really buy with their own money. Grayscale acquires almost $2 billion in Bitcoin and other crypto in merely one day. Meanwhile, Bitcoin has turned into a $700 billion market cap asset, and yeah, we are still above $1 trillion right on here. Maybe in the time that I upload this video will be down, but still right now it's looking pretty damn juicy. It's going insane though. The sixth here, update net assets under management, holdings per share, and market price per share for our investment products. Total AUM is $25.2 billion. They're already up $5 billion in like 5 days. That is definitely interesting, right? Because they ended the year at $20 billion AUM. Right now they're at $25.2 billion, so that's definitely a good ROI. Mark Cuban will run for president if Bitcoin hits $1 million. Mark Cuban put on Twitter, I'll run if Bitcoin gets to 1 million, and we can get commitments to donate 350 Bitcoin to the treasury each of the 4 years so that we can give 1 Satoshi to every citizen each year, and that they must hold for 10 years. How's that sound? That comes after Chamath, who actually said probably wouldn't, wait, what does it say? Probably wouldn't if you run. Chamath Palihapitiya said, there will be a viable third political party in the US by 2030. Centrist, pragmatic, and cuts through the BS. The current system is so broken, you can only support it through a combination of willful blindness and stupidity. Mark said, why do we need political parties at all? He said, probably wouldn't if you would run. And he said, I would run if Bitcoin hits 1 million. That's interesting to me, though. It's interesting how his stance on crypto has also changed, or he's just joking around a little bit. Correction, that's 100 Satoshi per citizen per year. It wouldn't be difficult to create one company that does nothing but help any and all candidates get on the ballot. Let's not talk too much about that, though. I need to be a little bit careful, because right now the situation, as you can see on the right here, is so heavy that I think if you talk about that too much, maybe YouTube doesn't like that too much. I'm just being careful a little bit. Craig Wright demystifies Bitcoin and tax. This is very interesting to me. Once more, because I've been looking into taxes all over the world right now, quite a lot, because I also get the question quite often, what would you do if your crypto all of a sudden is $400 million in total, for example, or 100 million to something, and you have to pay the freaking capital gains tax in the US. Now, luckily, I'm not in the US, so if my crypto gains, it doesn't cost me a single cent. It only costs me like 1%, 1.5% a year to just hold money. But yeah, that's a fine price, I would say. If I have to pay that every single year to just have money, okay, that's good. However, if you have to pay income tax, basically, I know it's capital gains, but it's basically just income tax on newly gained money. That's the way I kind of reason it to be. That would be very heavy, the trader tax, basically. That's ridiculous. And thus, I've been looking into it so much. That's why I also have channels like 5 Minute Crypto and The Business Realm. Those things are basically there to teach you guys more cool stuff. This one is just post 5-minute updates to, kind of help everybody out who only has a couple minutes every day to get a crypto update. It's just good updates for 5 minutes, around 5 minutes. Sometimes 4, sometimes 6. But you basically get the drift, though. I try to really make it around 5 minutes of just good content that you need to watch for that day, and so you can quickly go on. But again, check it out. And also check out The Business Realm, a link down below. They're both good channels, I personally find. On a different note, I also sometimes talk about GSX here. And the main reason I do that is because I personally put a couple $1,000s in. You guys don't have to, but hey, I just did it, and that's why I'm talking about it. It's not, you can hate it, you can love it, whatever. I don't really mind. You can do whatever you want. There's right now a 23% bonus for buying in and 5% bonus for using my link, plus different bonuses if you bought huge amounts. But it's basically a gold-backed coin. I think you guys know it by now, though. All right, then moving on. Breaking. Multi-billion-dollar gaming conglomerate preparing to acquire 65% stake in Bithumb. This is the kind of stuff that I would normally go over on 5 Minute Crypto, like the stuff that I don't go over in Dusty BC. Basically just the real crypto advancements, nothing coin specific, just crypto. And again, one update every single day, hopefully for the rest of the year, so check it out. And yeah, it's basically in South Korea right now. Joseph Jung said, absolutely massive. Korean media reporting Nexon, a multi-billion-dollar gaming conglomerate, is preparing to acquire Bithumb, South Korean biggest crypto exchange. Valuation below $460 million. This is big for Bitcoin and the local crypto industry if the deal goes through. Let's see. Bithumb is the biggest South Korean exchange by volume, but has had major issues in the past. Nexon's acquisition would improve the image around the most dominant crypto trading platform in the local market. Nexon co-founder Kim Song-yu will work with Vidente, a major stakeholder in Bithumb, to buy out the company and take control of the firm. Report says Nexon plans to take 65% of Bithumb and nothing finalized yet, hence preparing. Okay, interesting though. Very interesting to me. That would be pretty cool if that were to happen. I think that is it for oh no, we got a little bit more. I forgot about it. I almost forgot about it, luckily. Peter Schiff takes another jab at Grayscale and CBDC. This one, I was so confused when I saw this the first time. Because I'm like, what is Peter Schiff's motive? Why does he go through with this? Why does he keep going on? I now have really confirmed for myself, like 99.9% sure, this guy is just out to get followers by just really trolling everybody and putting them into the ground. The gold bull. Check out Bitcoin versus gold. Check out XRP versus gold in the end of things, right? Over the last, let's say, 10 years, 8 years, whatever. If you're telling me that gold is really good, you're definitely in a different end. However, this most likely came after CNBC talked about Grayscale, which has a new advertisement where they're telling you to drop gold for Bitcoin. And Peter Schiff is basically just, talking funny about that. But I'm really just trying to ignore this guy altogether because he's always been talking about dumb Bitcoin. Bitcoin is at $30,500. So if you sell it right now, which you may do if you want to, again, it's all up to you. You made so much profit in the meantime here that you can just quickly switch to whatever asset you want. He should have said, buy it and sell it then again, if he really knew things, right? He might say, oh, it's unsustainable. That could be. But that doesn't mean that it's not a good asset to purchase and actually make a lot of money on. And on that same note, Bitcoin is now really high up in the valuations, right? It's really breaking through everywhere. Right now, it's at $725 billion market cap. That is insane. That is completely crazy. And also, talking about XRP to kind of conclude it, I don't think any of these big billionaires actually talk about XRP that often, but I've said it before, eventually, they'll be talking about CBDCs, right? And what did we see earlier today? XRP is the middle of CBDCs. That's Ripple's plan, and I think they can actually pull through and get some of that stuff done. But I also think in due time, so many of these huge guys will let know their minds on XRP and Ripple, for example, because you're not going to be able to just ignore them anymore in some time from now on. So they're going to have to show their opinion. We already saw quite a couple of billionaires, but not enough. But even guys like Warren Buffett, I think eventually will actually tell us what they think about cryptos like that. Right now, it's just Bitcoin. He's not really involved. But as we see crypto go on, XRP will really be an important asset because it really appeals more to these bigger conglomerates who are into the financial space, who are into possibly banking and bank investments. They will appeal to XRP. They'll like it. They'll talk about it. They'll bring it around. As long as XRP is deemed not a security, things are looking very, very positive for them. Very. But that's, again, the big question that we're all speculating upon. Will XRP be deemed a security, yes or no? If it is no, will it be juicy, guys? But hey, that's just my idea, though. Make sure you press the like button and subscribe if you enjoyed this video. I'll see you guys again in another one, and have a very jolly, wally, wonderful day.